Nordic Religion by George Yacoub and John Badal. Introduction of Nordic. Nordic's origin is located in four countries: Scandinavia, Fennoscandia, the Barents region, and Northern Europe.
It's my lucky number, 666.
Oh shit. 666, that's the number you need to.
Yeah, everyone shut the fuck up. I don't know my pen away. I'll give you a new pen. I was sitting down. I don't know if I left it on the table. I was in my pocket.
The Nordics had settled in these northern Europe countries due to various explorations and raids. The Vikings then eventually decided to establish their religion in Scotland. The Nordic religion had not been majorly influenced by their geographical features, but were mainly guided by their belief in pagan gods. Origins of the universe. The story of origin starts out with two lands hot and cold, Niflheim and Muspelheim. Two gods are then created by the melting of ice, the evil frost giant Ymir and a peaceful cow named Odhumla. Odhumla had leaked salty ice and uncovered a man named Bor, which had three sons, Odin, Vile, and Ve, and became the first gods. Eventually, Ymir became so evil he was killed by the three gods. The brothers then created the world with his body. His dead body became the frozen land, his bleeding became the oceans, his flesh were hills and valleys, his bones became mountain crags, and his teeth became rocks, and his hair was formed into trees.
Origins of the universe, according to introductions to religions of ancient origins, is similar to the creations of Christianity. It states that religions had similar features like heaven and earth, with the belief of one or several gods creating the earth. However, this was only with the information that was available to the people in the early stages. But as more sacred texts were discovered of each ancient religion, their theories of origins had changed. For example, for Daoism, the Book of Tao Te Ching was a Chinese text which was a formal system until earlier people discovered earlier complete but partial versions.
Principal beliefs of Nordic. The principal beliefs of Nordic are classified into two categories: pagan gods and other supernatural forces. The gods were split into two families, Asa and Vani, which were constantly against each other. Some of the gods in the families included Thor, Freya, Frey, Odin, Frigga, and Loki. For supernatural powers, the Nordics understood that gods around the world would gather around the world tree and decide all issues. These principal beliefs were important because they were guides to their settlement in northern Europe and were gods that they looked up for assistance. Afterlife of Nordic. In the Nordic religion, there is no official theory or doctrine to explain what happens to humans in the afterlife, or if they are souls. There is, however, similar places in the Nordic religion like heaven and hell. Hell is known as the land of the dead, where humans are not exactly proven to suffer, but have developed a theory of being similar to hell. Heaven, also known as Valhalla in Nordic religion, is known as rebirth and continuing presence of the dead. However, this is more related to Hinduism, where humans are reborn as another species. Supernatural powers and deities. The main deities in the Nordic religion are Thor, Freya, Frey, Odin, and Loki. Each of these gods had a specific role and a supernatural power. Thor had the power of strength, and his role was to protect the Norse race by defeating giants. Freya had the power of free will and sexual attributes. Her role was to help with sexual matters such as fertility. Frey had the power to protect. His role was for kinship and to be called to protect people in battle. Odin. He is positioned as the chief of gods with the power of death, magic, and ability to provide victory. His role is to use these powers whenever he sees fit or to help the Nordic religion. Loki. And lastly, he was the power of bringing good after leading into destruction. His role is to assist other gods in their roles. Rituals of Nordic. The various principal rituals that were conducted by the Nordic people include worshipping of gods through statues and images, public faith through church and religious leaders, and private religion through rites of passage, example marriage. These rituals recognize various life events such as birth, naming, and marriage. Birth and naming was considered significant to the Norse people due to the mother and child being in danger, needing to pray to Frigg and Freyja not to for harm not to occur. Marriage was also important to the social culture of the Nordics, therefore making wedding an important event, not only due to the couple becoming partners, but also to the families involved. Death and burial. Back then, the afterlife used to be slightly significant to the Norse people due to not much effort being put in the discovery of what happens. Today, Nordic people have given up on thinking of the afterlife and find their lives insignificant. However, the preparation for burial is still deemed to be important as they prepare for ship burial. After preparation, the deceased is placed on the boat and has stone and soil to create a tumulus. For Nordics, their sacred site is considered as the church like Christians, however, are not interested in the belief of Christ. Sacrifice to gods. The only reason that sacrifice was practiced in the Nordic religion was because of war or fight. Reason being, sacrificing would allow them to increase their chance of victory of the war. Religion and society. The society in which the Nordics lived in was described to be peaceful. However, when the Norse were encountered by others, they became uncivilized and violent. The relationship between society beliefs and practices was that their practices and beliefs showed their civilized characteristic, but their societies showed the opposite.
Search for meaning. In my understanding of the search for meaning, the Nordics have not satisfied their search. Yet, as present, Nordics have shown no care towards their purpose or afterlife. One Nordic quoted, "We can live forever if our brain is uploaded to a computer. I don't need God."